Secretary Wagner, I want to start by commending you on the waivers that have allowed 2,900 Americans to express their patriotic service in the military and not allowing one instance of THC use or one positive test result to forever impair that service. It's something I've worked on in a bipartisan way with members of this committee, and frankly, I don't even know that it should necessitate a waiver. I hope that the good results you're getting from those airmen will allow us to make even more progress on that front.
Thank you, Congressman. We didn't do this in a vacuum. The Army commissioned a RAND study to make sure the quality of those who they assessed as a result of their waiver process was still high. We put on additional restrictions during our pilot program. The Navy is also using a similar OSD authority in order to waive.
Yeah, I get the sense that these aren't, that it's not being implemented exactly the same way in every service branch. I don't know if that should concern us. Maybe best practices will emerge, but I do want to move on.
In 2 years, we'll have really solid data, and we'll definitely come back
Terrific.
to you in this committee.
I look forward to it. So there's this September 5th, 2023 piece in Air and Space Force magazine, and it's titled in part, "Why Diversity Should Scare the Hell Out of Our Adversaries." And I've never seen the fear in someone's eye when they're confronted with diversity, but you're quoted in that piece saying that you don't think the military is political. And we just heard Chairman Banks go over this feeling in the veteran community, which is such a critical referral source, that the military is political. So I'll give you the opportunity to address the question that was asked to Ms. Schaefer.
Right. So, Congressman, members of the committee, come to work every day. Politics is partisan politics. Never figures into any.
Okay, never's a strong word. Go ahead and put up the text from Minot Air Force Base. I'm sure you're familiar with this. In Minot Air Force Base, this message goes out, and service members are told that if they go to a Turning Point conference, that that could jeopardize their continued service in the U.S. military. Doesn't strike me that it's never political, because that seems like a blatantly political threat against people's service.
Congressman, so the good news is this was looked into. And as I understand the facts, and I believe a letter was delivered to you yesterday from the commander of Air Force Global Strike Command. First, this was based on incorrect information from a master sergeant that sent a text in unofficial channels to his peer group. The text was then forwarded to the medical squadron. Within an hour of that text being forwarded, the squadron commander first corrected it, second noted it was a local political fundraiser, third clarified that there were no issues.
Hold on. I've been to these. They're not really fundraisers. They're conferences for people who want to come together and share their views on politics.
I believe the Patriot rally was a fundraiser. There was a speaker from Turning Point who was at the Patriot rally.
I mean, you're not saying that service members impair their opportunity to be in the Air Force by going to a Turning Point action event, right?
Absolutely not. And in fact,
so your argument is that
Patriot Front rally, which had a speaker from
a master
Turning
sergeant
Point,
who put out this text message improperly, right?
Based on incorrect information.
Right, that was then corrected
immediately by squadron leadership.
That is a success story, except in so much as it creates this theory or that people might not get formally reprimanded under some formal rule, but that there's a cultural shift right now in the military that would even have someone think they could send a threat like this out. I mean, so don't you think, because when you say it's never political, that seems to run afoul of this. There are times when this politics emerges and we kind of got to play whack-a-mole to ensure that we have an apolitical fighting force. But, I mean, doesn't that concern you?
The way I read the text, Congressman, it appears that the security forces master sergeant was acting on incorrect information, didn't thoroughly vet it.
How does that happen? How does someone end up acting on that incorrect information and then disseminating a message like this?
Well, as I understand, it was an informal text sent to members of his peer group.
Are you familiar with the matter of Oscar Rodriguez, who goes to a retirement ceremony? He wants to reflect on God and faith in that retirement ceremony with the U.S. Air Force, and then is removed forcibly from the ceremony for making mention of God. Is that something case you're familiar with?
Congressman, I'm sorry, this is the first time.
Okay, great. Well, I seek unanimous consent to enter this Breitbart reporting into the record on the matter, Mr. Chairman. And again, just another example where I know we got to play whack-a-mole, but when people feel as though attending a Turning Point event or referencing God might bring some punishment on them, that can impact some of the recruiting we're talking about.